first warm day, and it's time to wake the bike from hibernation. The ritual begins, checking tires, oil, brakes, brushing off the dust, like reconnecting with an old friend. That first start is a moment of truth, holding your breath until the engine growls back to life. The first ride is cautious, feeling out the road still rough from winter, but the freedom hits just the same. Wind in your face, engine rumbling beneath you. Winter's over. It's time to ride. In this episode of The Motorcycle Podcast, we discuss how to prep for the new riding season. My crew today, Trevor Deck, motorcycle instructor of over 30 years, co-owner-operator of Too Cool Motorcycle School. Jim Pruner, writer, contributor to Webbike World. And Emily Roberts, writer, contributor to Motorcycle Mojo magazine. Today's topic, how to prep for the new riding season. The one thing I would say, you got to get your body physically ready.
Yeah, I think that there's a number of factors. I think especially if you're new to motorcycling and looking for success in the sport, it's to call on other people who have more experience and learn from them, take what they've learned and carry on with that. But then having your body and yourself protected, not only being physically fit, mind ready, but having the right gear is going to set you up for the best success.
Why do I know that people are listening right now and rolling their eyes?
Sorry, guys.
Who the hell is this Emily? She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Now she's like, Mom, make sure you got your bag with your sandwich.
Don't forget your Wheaties.
Oh my gosh.
Breakfast is the most
underwear.
important. Yeah, that's it. 2 pairs, just in case.
Okay, so are we making fun of people? Is that what we're doing?
No, I think you got to look at it like a sport. Get ready. Do some stretches, whatever.
Jim, are you doing stretches?
All the time.
No,
constantly.
you're not.
And yeah, oh yeah. The thing I always focus on is the upkeep. You have to make sure all the bolts are tight on the bike. That's something a lot of people miss. And I just saw a cool video the other day of someone who's a new rider riding down the road and bopping to their music, and then all of a sudden their brake lever just falls right off the bike and blows away down the highway. And
yeah, that's a cool video.
was Trevor the one riding?
It was probably Trevor's student.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like what you said, Jim. You're going to the bike and you're maintaining the bike as well, and you got to maintain your gear, like Emily is saying. And this is a great time that if you need parts, start putting in order. Because if you wait another 2 months and start to get parts, and you might not get it. Did you book your service in for the start of the year? Did you get is your battery on charge? All these little things. So when it does happen, we don't all live in the country that you can ride every single day, but it's nice to go, hey, I can turn the key on and go right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how many people are doing that anyway,
put it
Trevor?
on there.
They're literally doing what you just said. They have it
without the maintenance part.
Yeah, they have it stored in their garage. It worked fine in the previous year, so why can't I just hop on it again? But man, how many times at the beginning of every riding season we hear the same BS? Somebody crashes, somebody loses a clutch lever. We hear it all the time. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I guess it's just the human in us. It happens in our cars, happens in our trucks. You do anything as you do everything. I was taught once at the school. And, if you just all you can do is just as much preventive maintenance as you can, and just at least check your tire pressure before you go, because that's a big one, for gosh sakes.
I know. Because
my BMW might even tell me what the pressure is. Do I trust it? I don't know.
And don't forget to do up your helmet strap. I've a few times gotten,
Who's the mom now? Come on.
No doubt.
Your helmet strap?
Yeah. I've never done that. I've definitely ridden away, and just after a while you feel it, flapping against your chest or neck, and you go, oh yeah.
No, I
What do you
forgot.
think about
I
when you're
forgot.
putting on your helmet? What were you thinking about? Probably
Yeah,
something else.
I've forgotten my helmet once, and I went, I think I
Whoa.
better turn around and put my helmet on because you just
Well, the
sure.
police wouldn't know. We'd all look the same, so it's all good. There's some retro helmets that look like
So
heads now.
hang on,
So
we're not giving any advice here. How to prep for motorcycle success. So far, we've gotten from Jim, put your strap on. From me, put your helmet on.
Whoa,
I'm not even
whoa.
going to go there with that one.
Holy
That's a
so many
We
different
can,
guys.
level.
we can rephrase that a little bit. Make sure your chin strap is in the locked
Oh
position.
Lord! But
So
is that what we do? Is
take
that
a moment and look at your bike.
we
Look
just
at
get?
your
Are
gear.
we
Don't
just?
do it. Do it
Yeah.
ahead of time,
Do we just
everyone.
get dumb? Is that what happens?
No,
Get
you
excited.
just,
Okay, so
yeah, that's it.
I
Excited.
I feel like in Canada, because we have such a short riding season, and I'm gonna preach like a mother again, but the best thing that you can
Get
do
my
to make
ears
sure that
on.
your skills are up to par is take a fucking course.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a street riding, an
Anything.
advanced
Just
street
take
riding course,
something.
take a track course, take a dirt course, learn how to flat track, do some sort of motorcycling because it will inherently improve your skills in every other type of motorcycling that you do. And just making sure that your skills are brushed off and ready to go for the season. I mean, that's in the end, a lot of it's human error. And so if we can try to avoid that the best that we can, then I think we're doing our job quite
So
well.
the guy who flies off his motorcycle, he's riding a crotch rock and he flies off the side of a guardrail, i.e., Edmonton last year. I mean,
Yeah.
was it because he wasn't preparing himself or was he just being cocky? I think it may have been both.
Probably both, yeah.
It could
It's
have.
just one of those things that can happen, man. See what all the things happening in cars, you just don't, you're not in the moment. Like, where are you? What are you doing at that moment? But we're always going to make errors. But I agree, what Emily said about taking an effing course. When I say it, it's like I'm trying to make money from you, but I'm not. I just want everything you've done in your life. You're probably taking some sort of training to be what you are, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, newspaper person. I don't care, whatever the case is. Like, take a moment and humble yourself. You
Well,
just never know.
wouldn't the argument be too, though, Jim, before I get out on the road, one of the things I want to do is just practice my skills before I actually, I don't know, ride off to Vernon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take a few laps.
Even, yeah, just going to a parking lot, an empty parking lot, even practicing your emergency stops, your tight turns, you know, before you're getting on the road and make sure that the roads are swept. If it's springtime, make sure that they're cleaned already because the amount of salt and dirt, especially in BC, that we have on the roads is insane. And it just makes it that much more difficult to have a good ride.
Yeah, and if you're going out at the beginning of the year, well, just assume, I know that makes an ass out of you and me, just assume that the gravel's always there. So just slow down a little bit, use techniques. And Jim goes over gravel all the time. You're always going over gravel, rocks, logs, and then people are crashing on the ground from little tiny bits of gravel. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't see it, that's rider error, like you were saying. But just take it easy, get yourself into it. You can apply to that the whole year.
What about looking over your equipment? Your pants, your jacket, that kind of stuff.
I was gonna
Hopefully
say,
it still fits.
how many of you regularly wash your gear,
Yeah.
like your
I
riding
do.
gear? Because it turns out, and I only learned this maybe 5 years ago, that Gore-Tex gear especially needs to be washed regularly to maintain its waterproof
Yep.
Yeah.
ability. And
Wash it, let it dry, put it in the dryer for 20 minutes or so, and
yeah, you have to
all said and done.
recondition the
Yeah.
Gore-Tex layer with the
The
dryer.
heater. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can get
no,
that
I think
spray
I
put
think
on, all that
redoing your
stuff.
Gore-Tex, especially if you're doing long trips, for any of your jackets. Like I have so many old rain jackets now that I haven't kept up with washing them, and it's the DWR, the water-resistant coating on the top has come off, which wears off after time. You can spray new stuff on, but even just washing it now, the membrane doesn't seem to hold its waterproofness.
And we
So
only
keep up with
realized,
that.
we realized it in the moment, Emily. All of a sudden you're out there going, well, why the hell is my jacket
Yeah.
not protecting me? What's going on? And you're
Why
right.
am I cold and soggy
Yeah.
now? This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not supposed to happen.
Is it safe to say that we can just say we need a little refresh? Refresh, get ready for the year. A little reset, let's
Yeah.
go.
Refresh everything.
They,
Yep.
well,
Go over everything. Make sure that you understand it and know what to
taking
do. And
taking your bike
here's
into
good.
a dealer, Emily.
Yeah, depending on the bike.
And you?
Especially with a newer street bike, I take it into the dealership. I trust them way more with any electrical stuff than I do myself.
Yeah.
If there's work that I can do on my own for my off-road bikes, then I'll do that. And I think that it's also really valuable to learn how to work on your bike. So taking that time, if you have it, and get a friend around to help you if they know more about working on bikes than you do, call on them for help and understand your motorcycle a bit better.
Would that include modifications, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
But Jim,
Well,
especially yourself, you know so much about maintaining a vehicle. Like, I'm sure you like getting in there. It's like having a little fire. You just sit there with your bike, and and for me, I have to send it to in because I need to get safeties and the red seal mechanic for the school portion. But it's just having that trust that you know what, you're going to go out there and be safe as you can.
one of the things I noticed if you followed the last Dakar race was so many of the riders' bikes failed. The add-ons caused the failures.
hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that was stuff that they had put on themselves as opposed to manufacturer or mechanic or whatever. So watch out for the add-ons. They often will cause a parasitic draw on the battery, and then you don't have enough power to start the bike, and it's a nightmare. You get stranded on the side of the road somewhere. Yeah,
I've
keep
even
an eye
seen
on it.
some of those lithium batteries that have that extra charge thing that if it goes down, you just touch a button and it flash charges it and get it started. And I'm like, wow, they're really thinking a lot of those. I never even knew that existed. It was kind of cool.
So what am I modifying? What do I want? What would you guys recommend?
Lights, you know, for not only being visible, but seeing as well. It could be in the back, like an Admiral light or maybe Denali lights or whatever, whatever they are, just to make more visible. It's nice to have the ability to see a little bit better and be seen as well.
It's shocking to me that manufacturers don't have very good lights on bikes. We have such great technology now, and yet every time I jump on a new bike and nighttime, there seems to be that division of where the light starts and stops on the
Mm-hmm.
horizon, and I always add fog lights of some kind to make things more visible, especially riding back roads or through mountain passes and stuff. I mean, I almost hit a moose a few years ago because I couldn't see it right outside radium, and that's the
Crazy.
last thing I want to hit. Oh,
No doubt. You might as well duck and make the boy moose a girl moose at that point and might have better chances of survival.
If I'm gonna mod my bike, generally the first thing I do is just a set of simple engine guards.
Mm.
Especially on an adventure
That's a
bike,
good
that can
idea.
ruin your day real quick. If you have the GS 1300, 1200 series, you've got that big boxer with the heads on out pointing out each side. So having a guard on that's really, really nice.
Yeah, and if you guys all
Yeah.
want to get together at my place one day, I'll show you some exercises. We'll do some push-ups, sit-ups, and we'll work
I'll
some of
show
those
you
back
what Rich
muscles.
Oliver showed me about how to prepare.
You could do a workout video there, Phoenix, with the boys.
I'm on it.
There you go.
Me and my motorcycle.
yoga.
We'll call it the 8 ball.
Yoga.
The 8 ball.
Wind in your face, engine rumbling beneath you. Winter's over. It's time to ride. My thanks to Emily Roberts, Jim Pruner, and Trevor Deck. My name is Phoenix. On the next episode,
It might not be super overpowering, but it could still be that they're distracted and can't hear what's around them because of their own pipe.
you're listening to The Motorcycle Podcast, a presentation of L2R World. Discover more at www.l2rworld.com.